Welcome to our Tuesday stream here in Wistmore Grove. Your friendliest druid, Wistmore, and who are you?
Who are you supposed to be today?
Who are you pretending to be today?
I am Wisteria, the potion which meme brewer homemaker? No. Oh.
Potion brewer?
Hi. Yeah. Hi.
Wow, you're really cranking it.
No. Sorry.
Into the red. But we're good. I'm glad you're hyped. I hope we can be infectious with hype today.
Give you the disease of the forest. No.
Wheedle our ways into your immune system with happiness and excitement. Like a good vibe.
Are you happy from the stream, Wismore?
What do you mean?
Like, does it bring you happiness?
Yeah, it gets me hyped.
Do other people's streams get you hyped?
Sometimes. But yeah, I think there are some real professional streamers, VTubers, who can bring the hype every stream.
Like people.
Yeah, she's pretty good at that.
I like her turtle stories.
I like her.
I wish
her bird stories.
I'd never heard bird stories. Like, she has a bird?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me she has a bird. Okay. What kind of bird?
I don't remember. I think she calls it a chicken, so.
Like me, I call every bird a chicken. So, like, I want to have an exotic animal that I can, like, tell stories about.
We got crows.
Yeah. At some point we had the frog too, and they were not that exotic. Coin was exotic, but he was depressed.
Frog is still here. He's hanging out in the backyard. He's
right.
A free roaming pet.
Exactly. Those are the best kind. Oh my gosh, Thunders went live.
Oh.
I just saw. Yeah, so
maybe we'll raid him if he keeps going long.
Or he raid us.
It's a battle of stamina. Who gets to raid?
Yeah.
So you were saying about...
Yeah, I was saying about exotic animals, that you have this like new found thing that you can like tell stories about, and it's so much more fun.
What do you mean? Oh, having
like, everybody hears everybody hears like dog stories and cat stories, but like, how about the sugar glider stories?
Yeah.
You know what a sugar glider is?
Yeah, I saw this Japanese squirrel. They are super cute. I want to send you a picture.
Know. Oh my gosh. Noon, he said, yeah, it has a hi. Hello.
Welcome, Noon. I'm glad you could join us. We want to welcome somebody with a fairy circle today.
Yeah. Hit Noon with the circle. What is the most exotic pet that we can have without a license?
We can have some pretty crazy pets here. What? Secret menu.
This happened in like a million years. Wismore, quick!
Yeah, I've got
the menu.
New menu.
Menu. Noon said that it's the toughest decision ever with the new menu, so come on, Noon. Choose.
Look at that. Wisteria's Potion Corner.
Them blessed beans. Yeah, you were not blessed child, you were the holy toddler. Hello, holy toddler.
Gecko, Twitter Wizard. These are your options on the new secret menu.
And hold up, let me explain. The Twitter Wizard is that guy that has like this green pointy hat, and it appears in a lot of memes. I don't know. It's kind of like last week's thing.
Wizard.
Huh?
It's a gnome wizard.
Oh yeah. So it's that thing. If you know, then you know. If you don't, you choose with your heart. Am I still loud?
You're good. You're good.
I'm freaking. Oh, I'm freaking loud. I just listened to myself.
So Nuna knows the Twitter wizard. We've also got a Pukwudgie, which is a furry humanoid from Native American myths and legends, as well as the Wendigo. But I think you know what a Wendigo is. Pumpkin, a pixie, a wisp, vampirella, or a donut.
It's a vampirella donut.
Oh, it's a vampirella donut?
No.
Okay, good.
Will you lower my volume, please? I don't want to bother anybody.
I can't lower your... Wait, maybe I can lower your volume. Let's see.
Kick Wisteria out. Give me a foxboy vampire. Oh my gosh, Noon. You chose with your whiskers. I'm telling you.
There we go. Get back here. Alright, you're lowered.
Thank you. So like, oh my god. Oh my... Hold on. Let me listen to myself. Power Man.
Wizard Power Man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We got a dance in the fairy wheel for you. The fairies circle.
Somebody just wants somebody. It's Noon. Won a secret menu. What are the odds?
Let's see if
thank you so much.
Let's see if we can double up a secret menu win here for Wizard Power Man. A fairy sorting. Are you ready for a fairy sorting? Wizard?
Was he
Wizard?
Ever? No, he's smart.
What?
Was he ever sorted?
No, Wizzy's never been sorted.
Sort him out.
Coming right up.
Oh, I saw on the wheel the cheese fairy. I want to be a cheese fairy.
We've got a wind fairy. Did you know that you're part of the wind fairies?
You're passing the winds here.
You have a secret ancient line of wind fairydom.
It's getting wind in here.
The fairy sortie has spoken.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any wind fairies yet. There are only one.
What kind of fairy am I, Wismore? You never roll for me.
Okay, I'll roll for you.
Roll for me. I'll be a cheese fairy.
I would not be surprised. You almost got a cheese fairy, but you're a rain fairy.
It is wrong. Blow on it. It will go to... I'm a cheese fairy. Hello.
Wind up in the jungle.
No, I was blown by Power Man's wind.
Oh.
No, I'm cheese.
Alright. And this is a spin for Wistmore.
He's not. Oh, you are a spoopy fairy.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, so it's
one mysterious fella.
It's pretty well calibrated. A little bit off on Wisteria.
No, that's not true. Oh.
So what is this you're working on back here?
It is not my VTuber, it's a VTuber. I am experimenting and learning at the same time because this is best way to explore life. And this is based off of a tanuki. I have to say, recently I've seen this other VTuber design on Twitter, and it's extra similar to mine, and I'm like, wow, do just all the artists share this collective mind of a being?
Yeah. The mind being.
Yeah, so today we're gonna work a bit on her. And we're gonna work on the hair and maybe get you some eyes, do some line. It will be fun. You won't get bored. Should I take off her shawl so you can see her chest? No.
No, we'll save that for the end.
Okay.
Right after.
Stick until the end.
Right after we raid.
Yeah, stick to the end to see if I draw the nipples in or not.
Wow, you went there. But glad everybody could show up. We do have some unhinged stories, and I wonder if they compare to Shikanoko Nokonoko Shikanoko Koshitantan.
Shikanoko Nokonoko Koshitantan.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister. Have you
Exactly.
guys seen that anime? It has unhinged stories.
It is a tongue twister just because you're not a deer. Because if you're a deer, you can say it no problem. You have a deer tongue, Wismore.
Ah, I can say Shika. They say Shika a lot. Shika. Which I believe is
Shika,
Japanese for deer.
Shika. Oh dear. Okay. The hair is so pretty. Thank you. Thank you. This is what she's supposed to look like.
Yep, sketch
Cute.
version. Right there.
Yeah. And now we are rendering.
Wow.
Rendering.
Our YouTube stream is like a minute delay.
Wow. See, this is why it's worth it to come over here on Twitch, because YouTube is acting weird. Chica.
Yep, and we got some stories to tell.
Exactly.
You're welcome to share your stories in chat.
Today we have like a themed storytelling time about camp, because what is more unhinged than camp? I'm telling you, nothing is.
Yeah.
Camp is this beautiful place between your child universe at home and then your school universe, and then is somewhere where you're kind of like an adult but not really.
The things you get up to when you're away from your parents.
Yeah, and they never find out. Did you enjoy camp, Wismore?
Nah, not really, no.
Were you sent there against your will?
Yes.
That's how you know when your parents do love you. I wonder if everybody has the same "no, please don't send me to camp" kind of story. You're clinging on dear life to your mom, and she's like, "Come on, son, it was never that serious." Why didn't you like camp?
Because I didn't make friends there. I only made enemies.
And they followed me around.
No, and I never saw them again.
It's the best outcome to have when you make enemies. I don't know. Like you wanted them to stick around for like a sequel.
No.
What did you do? Tell me. We'll do kind of like a comparison camp here in Eastern Europe with camp there in the Everglades.
Yeah, this kind of was like an Everglades camp. It was.
How was it called?
I don't remember the name of it.
Okay.
But it was in the woods, the swampy woods. There was a lake that we could swim in. And yeah, there were poisonous snakes. There were alligators. That's all I saw. So yeah, we were there with some exotic animals.
Mm-hmm. And how did you manage to make enemies?
Well, I was a bit of a prankster. That was one part of it. And I guess I was considered a bit of a weirdo.
Nothing has changed over the years.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you gonna get in the meat of the story? Because this is the third time that I asked if you made enemies.
Oh, okay. We want a story. All right.
Uh-huh.
There was a roommate it was a neighbor, because we had these cabins we were staying in. And there was this one neighbor that was like a goody-goody snitcher.
Uh-huh.
And So I guess I did make some friends. I got some prankster cohorts from my cabin. There was 4 of us in each cabin, and
Mm-hmm.
I corrupted all of my roommates in my cabin to do these pranks.
Yeah, if you're ever looking to do an uprising, Wismore is your guy.
And I don't know how we got. Oh, he was like he had him just cleaned, and okay, he had just cleaned his underwear and put it out to dry in the back, and we sprayed it with uh, like fruit juice that we got from um, the cafeteria, the meal room,
Yeah.
so that it would draw bugs, and it would dry out there and be all stinky in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think we actually had a laundry, so I think he like had washed it in his sink or something. But yeah, so we messed with some kids' undies that he left out to dry.
Oh wow. So did it attract bugs?
Yeah, it attracted bugs. And he probably just had to wash it again, I doubt. He wore them.
Okay.
So that was one. Yes, lovely. But also, this was when I was outside a lot. So I was a very dark-skinned kid, and everybody thought I was like Chinese or something. And
Or melanated guy.
yeah, but I did have I want to say he was an Indian kid that was a roommate with me, and we got along very well. His name was Bottle.
Bottle.
Yeah, not spelled like bottle, but it sounds like bottle.
Okay,
So
you and your bottle friend.
yeah, he was good fun. Um, but I wasn't all bad. There was one of the camp counselors where like being teamed by kids and wrestled in the lake,
Uh-huh.
and she lost her wristwatch in the lake, and I was searching the bottom of the mud there looking for little
Mm-hmm.
oysters, clams, or whatever they are, and I found her watch, and everybody was like, "Wow," because they felt really
You
bad for losing her watch.
you found it. You were like the hero.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Wismore is like the description of any middle school show protagonist where like he's not bullying anybody, but he's kind of like a prankster. At the end of the day, he saves the day, he gets the girl, he gets the watch.
Yeah, and we did have a dance, so that was
Did she
very
dance with you?
that was very awkward, but yeah, I got the girl to dance with me.
Oh wow. Was it awkward for you? Was it awkward for her?
I think it was awkward for everybody. We were middle schoolers.
Oh, it was too much tension from that watch between you guys. It's kind of wholesome. I don't know.
Yeah.
How long did you stay in this camp?
I think it was like 2 weeks.
Wow.
It was a long time. And
Yeah, I definitely stay way, way shorter.
we had to entertain ourselves somehow.
But that would have been so cool to be able to just be without parents for 2 weeks. For us, it was 4 days. And can I get into my Eastern European stories, or do you have more?
Yeah, please take it.
Okay, so we went in this camp thingy that had a bunch of like cabins, and it was up in the mountains in the middle of nowhere. So we were all in this like tour bus thingy, and we are driving and driving for like what felt 2 full hours in just like mountain crests and peaks of like in the edge of the cliff, and then mountains again, and then forest. I'm like, where are they taking us for real? I feel like we crossed the entire Carpathian arc. And finally we reach our destination, and you could, I don't know, just like kidnap some people and leave them there because the woods are so thick that they could not make their way out. But there we were, our beloved Eastern European camp. And we got there, and as soon as we like got off the bus, we started hearing some screams, but not like the having so much fun kind of screams. They were like the I'm screaming for my life kind of screams. So we asked, what is that? And one of the teachers said we should like stay close and don't talk to the strangers in the forest. And like, what kind of strangers in the forest? It's not like there are people walking around, like we are not in a plaza of some sort. And they were like, oh, close by there's a mental asylum. I'm like, that's great, just purely great. Sometimes they would have them like go out in the yard, and some of them would kind of like take a stroll and escape. It was fun. So then we got settled in, and they promptly took us to this like place that you can hike, and it started from one place and it kind of like looped around and went back, and we were literally walking on the edge of a cliff looking down in a stream, and it's horrifying for like a 9-year-old that has no real sense of balance and self-surrounding self-preserving properties. It's terrifying. And we did like to push each other. Yeah, Onyo, I know this is not okay. So there we were, about 90 kids in the wilderness with 2 adults and God by our side. And at the beginning of the trip, everybody was instructed to fill up their water bottles, and we were given this rope to tie to the neck of our water bottles. And we were asking, like, this is a long hike, and our water will get warm. And because it was so humid there and so warm. And our teacher said, but fear not, because I have a solution. And we all tied those the strings to our bottle, and she put them at the bottom of the stream, like when we started the hike, just like tied to all kinds of branches, and they were in the running water, and the water was so cold. So that was just like our option to when we come back to have cool water, because no, we did not have like coolers or ice packs or something. So great, we're just gonna like leave our bottles there, and it'll be fine.
Delicious mountain water.
Exactly. Mind you, our bottles were filled like right from the stream. I don't know how that was okay, and how nobody got sick, but no filtering, no nothing. We were like building our immunity back then. I kinda tried to store away these hiking memories, because that was the most horrific hike that I've ever felt. Like, I was terrified 24/7 in general, like being there, but that hike really got to me, because then I could hear like rustling in the bushes, and I never knew if it was like a prankster classmate like Wismore was, or if it was like literally a bear, because they were like bears around and foxes and such. So
dangerous foxes, man-eating foxes.
Yeah, like the crazy foxes, like the ones that try to like get you to smoke.
Wow.
Crazy, I'm telling you. So
pipe
that
smoking
was
fox.
Pipe
smoking fox.
Exactly, like the psychedelic foxes. Everybody encounters them. Yeah, so after that we came back to the camp, and the kids like really quickly got to have some games and stuff while dinner was being prepared at this like common bigger cabin that we were like eating at. So everything was so fine, so cool, and I remember me going into my cabin and trying to like set up my bed and stuff, and then I heard this like buzzing, like somebody dropped, you know, those old phones that would vibrate through like furniture. They were so loud.
Yeah.
I thought that somebody like dropped it like on the ground or something in our cabin, which mind you, it was small, like bathroom level small, just one room. And then I walk outside of the cabin behind it, and behind it, an entire hornet's nest is attached to the cabin. I'm like, oh no.
You got roommates.
Yeah, yeah. But it was like on the outside, and they were just like buzzing in, but none of them were out. So I went to this like groundskeeper. He was not even like a camp instructor. And I told him, and he was like, "Oh, like don't mind them. They don't do anything." I'm like, "You sure, bro? Because they usually they do stuff." Like I wouldn't trust it. And he just like took a bag, a shopping bag, and came and like nudged it in and stuff like that. And like two of the hornet wasps escaped, and he like caught them with his hand and shoved them in the bag. I don't know what kind of
Wow.
like zombie creature this guy was, but I was not prepared to see somebody just like grab hornets out of the thin air. Yeah, so we are
that's better
dealing with the
than
Bear Grylls.
Karate Kid, the chopsticks.
Exactly. Now this is the funny goober fox. Is that the goober?
You're a goober.
How dare you? What's a goober?
I don't know.
Okay. Either that or we just don't want to know. Yeah, so by this time I'm feeling a tad terrified, a tad kind of like, I don't know, maybe this will be an interesting trip. And night quickly comes around. We have like a campfire, and before it gets too dark, one of our teachers says, "Guys, let me show you where the bathroom is," because yeah, it was obviously not attached to our cabin. So she says, you should like know where it is, because we don't really have enough flashlights to go around to everybody. So you have to like intuitively go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay. So then we walk, which feels like 15 minutes through the woods, like thick woods, and trying to not get slapped by branches in the face and stuff like that. And we reach this kind of like, it looked like a ruined castle, not gonna lie, with like stalls built inside. That was like the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, I feel like I don't need to go like for the next 2 days. I don't need to go at all. I'm like, great, let's go back. The whole bathroom situation is horrifying. And we go to sleep, uneventful and stuff like that. And about 2 hours into us sleeping, we hear like banging, and there's the groundskeeper kind of like peeking in the window. Mind you, I'm sleeping like right below the window, and so we are like facing each other through the window, and he's like the creepiest half dead kind of guy that you can imagine. Like he's right off horror movies, and he's looking at me and like slowly doing this in the window.
Knocking the window?
What else you want? Yeah. So I'm just like having these big eyes stare at him, and he's like, "Come down." No.
Wait, what did he say?
Come outside.
Oh.
And then I woke up these other 2 girls that I was in the room with, and I was saying like, this guy wants us to like go outside. And one of the girls said like, we can't really like go outside because they locked us in. Like the whole thing is locked from outside with a key. And I'm like, okay, this is not, this doesn't sound legal. Let's just say that. And one of the girls like peeks out. That we had like two windows, one bigger and one smaller, and it was more higher, the other one. And she kind of like peeked out the window, and behind our cabins she saw one of our guy classmates sneaking around, and she waved to him and said, "Hey, can you like get a key from the main hall or something, because we're like locked inside." And mind you, it was like around midnight or something, and this guy is like walking around, like the groundskeeper is walking around with a lantern in his hand, all creepy. And we are trying to avoid him and like hide in the shadows, because our classmate got us the key and he was having like multiple keys. He was trying to like break everybody free so we can go explore the forest, which was like a stupid idea.
It's like a creature out of folklore.
Yeah.
Come to the woods, kids.
Exactly. Yeah, so we are finally free of this whole thing. And then it's 4 of us sneaking around, trying to get to other cabins before he sees us. And then just kind of like out of nowhere, he comes around like from the back of the cabin with that lantern, and he like pulls it out of his cardigan, and we are like facing each other, and we started screaming, yelling. All the teachers wake up, and they were freaking out because they were the only ones that knew that there were like bears roaming around the property in general, so we're more active at night.
Newt says that he made a deal with the skinwalker, I tell you. You were to be child sacrifices to the cannibal of the woods.
Yeah, he was like this, what is it called? The Slender Man.
Yeah.
He sure looked like that. He had the longest fingers ever. Yeah, so everybody thought that we were attacked by a bear or something. And we started like running in just different sides, and there was this fence, like a wooden fence, that 2 of my classmates just like hopped. I lacked physical skills in general. And I am
you just
the kind
planted into the fence.
No, I did not charge for the fence because I knew my abilities, and I'm like, that's not an option for me. So I ran in the other direction, and because it was so freaking dark and all the grass was grown so tall around each and every cabin, I could not see if I was like running through grass that was like facing something or not, and I just like face planted into the back of a cabin and fell backwards and just like lost my breath. I ran into a cabin. Yeah. So I just like fell backwards on the grass, lost my breath for like a few seconds. And then I was panting in the grass, frozen like a goat. I could not do anything. I felt so stupid. Like, this is why the weak people die first. And I was so small back then and hidden in this extremely tall grass that from all the darkness and everything, this guy could not see, and I was just seeing this groundskeeper with a lantern walking around the campsite trying to figure out, because there were 4 kids. 2 hopped the fence and ran into the woods. 1, I don't know where it went, and 1 surely is around. And I was the... So I started like crawling on my tummy, from there, like through the thick grass, trying to just make it somewhere where I could run. But mind you, I was not a good runner either. I don't know how I survived until this beautiful age. Yeah. But then he apparently had this like extremely ancient mobile phone.
That's a good point. This is like MOBA games, Herbs. Hid in the grass and became invisible on the map.
Yeah, exactly. But the grass was like more than a meter tall, so you would become invisible in the grass and you would just like crawl around, and the guy's like right next to you.
Smacking the cabin worked in your favor.
Exactly. But after that, like fast forward in the morning, we would hear the stories from the kids that were in the cabin that I smacked into, how they thought they were being invaded by aliens or something, because somebody like smacked really hard against their cabin. They were trying to break in through a wall, and meanwhile,
trying to Kool-Aid man through the wall.
Exactly. Meanwhile, it was just me getting the bruise of my life on my forehead.
Yeah, back to your unicorn horn.
Exactly. That's when it got really tough. Those were my formative years. I swear, I'm just telling a story. I'm not drawing anything. Can't focus. We are getting story, and after that, we are getting art. There is no way in between.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the story.
Yeah.
I am crawling on my tummy, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get into a cabin, but all of them are locked. Besides the cabin that this guy got out of, like my classmate. So I'm trying to count because I knew he was like in cabin 4 or something. I'm counting and everything, and then at some point I got over the grass and I'm just like crawling on gravel, and I felt like I was in a safe place, and I crawled on the porch of the cabin, and I just bust the door open, closed it behind me, and I started yelling. I don't know why. I think I kept it in myself for so long that I started yelling. Woke everybody up. I freaked everybody out. Those 2 guys still like remember it to this day. It was horrifying. And they sure were really freaked out about the crazy people story from the mental asylum. So I could have been one of them. And yet, here we are. I'm saying like, please hide me in your bed. And I like hopped in their bed, and there was like no light whatsoever. They could not recognize me. Like they were from another class anyway. They were not my friends. So when I hopped in their bed, you can imagine there's a stranger hopping in your bed and yelling at the top of their lungs. What?
Your little Red Riding Hood getting in the wolf's bed.
Yeah, it's worst nightmare. Yeah. And then I asked, hey, do you mind if I spend the night? Like, mind you, I'm under the blanket with this guy. Kid. We were 9-ish. And he was like, I don't know you. I don't know if it made it any different if he knew me. And I said, no, there's this zombie outside us following me. He's like, yeah, sure. It's like let's go investigate. He also had like a flashlight, a small one, but I'm like saying, you should go. I'm staying here. I don't want to do any of it. But like he put that flashlight in my face, and he saw that I was a good, honest woman of my word that I'm not gonna murder them, and they just left. And they were like the alpha guys just wanting to get to the bottom of this,
Yeah, it's like a little kid adventure.
Exactly. So I'm like staying terrified in there, just like bundled up in multiple blankets. I don't know why that would give me comfort or anything. And
it's armor.
I started
Cloth armor.
Yeah.
So if
yeah, like monsters
to rip you apart, it's got to get through the blankets first.
Monsters can get you if you have the toes like under the blanket. So at that point, I feel like all the adrenaline is like slowly fading away, and I started crying because that's what I do. I don't know. And after that, I just don't remember anything. I blacked out, and then I woke up not in my bed, and it sounds like the college story. I swear, it's not like that. I woke up in this guy's bed. I don't know where everybody is. It's really early in the morning. And I need to pee, so I have to go to the bathroom. At this point, I can see stuff around. Nothing really is, like changed around the camps. There's nobody around, and there's this thick fog that I can barely see a meter in front of me. So I'm like, okay, let's start the track towards the bathroom. And I walk, and at some point, I pass these bushes, and there's this rustling in the bushes. And then the 2 kids that jumped the fence jumped from the bushes because they thought that the teachers came like after them, and they spent the night in the bushes. So they scared me. I scared them. Everybody wants to go to the bathroom. And we finally make it to the bathroom, and we are saying, let's go one by one. Like one goes in and the other like stay to watch the grounds to make sure that it's safe, because you don't want to be attacked with your pants down, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why the bathrooms are scary themselves, Because I remember so many just giant spiders hanging around in the shower drain.
Yeah.
I don't know if you had
Yeah.
those.
Well, not at this place, but I can imagine. We had spiders like everywhere, and even in the cabins too. Yeah, so as me and this other boy were like staying there, I kind of like started to stretch and to kind of like massage my neck. And as I look up in the tree, there were these thick pine trees that had their branches kind of like ripped off up until a certain point so they wouldn't fall from like snow or stuff like that. They were kind of like taken care of around that area, but not so much. So there were all these like remnants of branches, just spikes coming off of the trunk. I look up and I see a strangled dog in a noose. Like
What?
a
That's messed up.
yeah. I know. And it was like not clearly not somebody's dog. It was just like a stray dog, a mutt or whatever you call it. And you can clearly see like a string around his neck, like made as a noose. It was not just there.
That
And it was
that sounds traumatic.
I know it was traumatic. And the more that I looked at it, because at this point you can just like look away. This guy was trying to push me to not look at it, but I was like hypnotized and terrified at the same time. The dog was tied at its neck with the kind of ropes that we used to tie our water bottles.
Wow. So
And I don't
you
know
did
what was
have like
happening.
a serial killer in the camp.
We sure had something. I don't know if it was a serial killer, but we sure had something. So then I'm like, I don't know what to do at this point. I'm stuttering. I'm trying to walk backwards and stuff like that. And we hear more and more voices of kids like around us because they were slowly like reaching the trail to the bathroom. And then I started just like bucking it down the path and I started running towards them and I'm saying, there's been a murder there. And mind you, they did not know, so they just thought that somebody got killed.
Yeah.
And everybody starts screaming and yelling and something like that. And I ran in the other direction because I felt like all the voices from all the kids were just like all in my ear. And it was so, it gave me this deafening sound in my ears that I could not even think. And then I ran in the other direction through these thick ferns. And while I was looking back to see if anybody was following me, because I still heard them, I smashed into another thing. No, it was not a cabin, it was not a tree, it was the groundskeeper.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, why are you yelling? You've been yelling the entire day, and I have a word to say to you. And he was saying it in this whispery voice. And then I just realized that he would be like the one that would like take care of the camp and stuff like that. I said, you have to come quick. There's this dog that I thought he was still alive or something, because this is what your kid mind tells you. No, it did not die. It's sleeping. There's this dog strangled in the tree and you have to help him. And he like slowly walked towards the dog like he knew where it was.
Whoa.
And he looked up slowly. And I was like behind him and he said, don't you worry, he was sleeping from last night. He'll be fine.
What?
And then he said like, come on everybody, let's go to breakfast. And then I was traumatized, and then after that we finished breakfast and we returned to that spot and the dog was gone. The rope was still just like on the ground and stuff like that, but the dog was gone. And mind you, he was not like hanging like, 2 meters above. He was at least 5 to 7 meters above, like on a tree trunk, where you would not even reach with a ladder.
I didn't realize the story was going to be this messed up.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. Let's go ahead and finish it.
Oh, yeah, we are deep into it at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I see this groundskeeper talking to our teachers and pointing towards me. And I'm like, I'm getting framed for murder today, isn't it? I thought he's gonna like say that I killed a dog or something. So I just, with my barely newly acquired writing skills, because mind you, it was around the time where I would learn how to write, I went back into my cabin and wrote down my encounter and what I did the night before, and I put it like I slipped it in the teacher's cabin, so I would get my testimony in before the groundskeeper could do anything. Um, and then I think that day we were like preparing to leave there to be on the road, something like that. And he was just like looking at me always from across the camp, and he was so freaking creepy. And he said that, a lot of kids go missing here. Nobody finds them, and it might be the bears, it might be the wild animals, it might be something else, but nobody cares.
Wow.
But he was creepy towards all the kids there, but me in particular, because I like ran into him so many times, and I definitely like slammed into him and hurt him, because even I was like all sore and stuff like that. I ran full speed into him, and he was an old dude. So that's all.
Yeah, he could have been just somebody getting a kick out of scaring kids.
Probably. Like, why would you own a camp up in the mountains next to a mental asylum if it was not to scare kids?
Wow.
Every time I say, let's talk about camp stories, you never know how it's gonna go.
Right.
Like, I bring a broad topic, and Wismar is always like, okay, that sounds fun. I'm like, yeah, it is amazing. We both went to camp, we can both relate, but I feel like we don't relate.
No.
This sounds so sketchy, I cannot. I'm sorry, guys. I'm glad that you guys had a beautiful childhood surrounded by parental supervision and child protective services. Not everybody's raised like that.
Would you call it a character building experience?
Exactly. I felt like all those shows that you watch with Bear Grylls, that kind of teach you how to survive in the wild. Surviving in the wild never happens just like on your own by yourself. You need to like survive against something. So I feel like this was a building experience of my character, because it showed me how many things can be around me that I need to survive around. Romania feels like kids getting chased by Wendigos every day going to school. Yeah, I can see that. It was definitely eye-opening, and it made me realize that I should take PE classes more seriously.
Where somebody would just tell you to be aware of strangers, stay away from strangers. They actually teach you strangers are dangerous.
Right. But what are you doing when you're stuck in a camp with a stranger in the middle of nowhere? Then what? And he knows the ground and you don't. They don't get to that part, I know. And this is why I feel like it's character building, because you get thrown into situations that you never knew were there to begin with. And you survive. Like, did I not turn out fine?
Yes.
Come on, people, a bit of enthusiasm. Did I not turn out fine? Man, tough crowd. Yes. This is not a question, it's a fact, and say it with more passion.
You turned out fine-ish.
Finer than I could have been. Damn, girl, you're so fine. I am slowly building up towards my Halloween stories, if you can't tell.
Okay.
Soon it will be the season.
Yeah, that was definitely a good Halloween story.
Were you feeling scared?
It was definitely messed up.
Guys. No, it's fine. Like, I know he did not want to kill us. Because what was the point? Had another group schedule for the next day. Um, I'm sure that dog had his reasons to be sleeping in the tree 7 meters above us.
Maybe it wasn't even a real dog.
And no, it was definitely a real dog. Like as real as they come. Noon says pizza? Maybe? Huh?
So how about this Tanuki girl you got here?
Yeah. Did I bring down the mood of the stream?
A little bit.
I feel like you guys are just. You need to loosen up. How about we take some shots?
It was the
Fine.
beast of Agobo!
You know, everybody plays scary games like the one that Noon mentioned when you like crawl through the grass. But when people actually say, "Yeah, yeah, I lived through that," everybody goes radio silent. I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
Sleeping in the tree.
Yeah, when stuff is so messed up, it's kind of hard to joke about.
I thought we established this thing that when I'm coming with stories from Eastern Europe, you should be like supportive and say, "Oh my gosh, cultural shock." I'm telling you, we'll get to a point where all our stream stories will be moderated, submitted beforehand for a jury to decide.
Our stream editor.
Do we have a stream editor?
No, we don't.
Can I be a stream editor?
No, you're the wrong person to be it. There was the real culture shock or the shock. Just shock. Let's take kids into the wild. So, wait, also, bears gotta be fed too sometimes. Whoa. Gotta feed the bears, gotta feed the wolves, gotta feed the foxes, gotta feed the groundskeeper.
No.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get child sacrificed.
Right, right. I'm glad. I'm just I don't know. I feel like I look at those horror games with a bit more insight and I can actually relate to them. And I'm gonna go like, no, Maria, don't go there, you're gonna get kidnapped. Now I have to say, if my mom knew exactly what she was agreeing to when she said, yeah, you can go to camp, I bet she wouldn't have let me go. But she didn't know, so then I was in the capable hands of our teachers who booked the most minimum economy campsite that they could find. And you sometimes see that these cheap alternatives come with interesting experiences. Let's just say that.
Well, I hope I can take you out into the woods and give you good experiences.
Will you take me to your real camp?
Yeah, take you back to the mountain cabin that I was just in a couple weeks ago.
That is totally not messed up and you don't have cannibal groundskeepers walking around.
Right. All we have are cute little black bears.
Oh, the best kind. The kind that you snuggle with.
Yeah.
But this is why I appreciate you so much, guys, because you might be quiet right now, like real quiet, but it's not like I can find anybody else to share my stories with.
So have we depleted our stream content?
Oh, if I remember anything, I'll say it.
Okay.
But so far, I feel like everybody needs like a quiet moment right now. It was an intense 20 minutes.
Well,
Fox noises.
I can lighten up the mood a little bit with a news story.
Okay.
So I was just in the Appalachians, not camping, but in a cabin, and I think I met fairies. Yeah, they could be the Unhinged, because that would be the fairy-like creatures of legend in that area,
Hmm.
or the Awasundi, which are kind of like rock dwarves that live underneath rock overhangs.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of those, but there were these very sprightly birds who were very friendly. They get super close to you, and they were happy and bouncy and very sociable. And
Aren't
that's,
all birds sprightly and bouncing?
well, these were like super tiny too.
Hmm.
So they were really cute, and that's really the only wildlife I saw while I was there, with just these particular kinds of happy, sprightly birds. And in the folk tales of Irish peasantry, the YB Yeats, or yeah, it's close to that.
The weebs?
Yeats, yes, Weebs Yeats. He was talking about how fairies can just be a play of light out of the corner of your eye, and I definitely got some weird light phenomena happening when we just arrived in the cabin, and I was checking out the area. It was pretty cool.
Do you think they followed you home?
No, that was their home. They stayed there. The spirits of the mountain.
That's nice.
And I don't know what kind of birds they are. I wish I did.
Aren't those the titty birds?
Could be. Small tits. You didn't try to bribe them with UFO candy? I did not come prepared.
Where do you think you were going with smart not coming prepared? This is an amateur
Yeah.
move, and yeah, disappointing.
I wish I had something to hand them for food, because I think that's why they were so friendly. They were used to being fed by humans.
You were like, look, this gentleman looks well dressed, and we should ask him for food. And this gentleman came without snacks.
So yeah, I didn't even leave out fairy favors.
Sometimes you can't have them all.
Oh, there was a reason why I didn't leave out fairy favors, is because there were signs not to leave food around because of the bears.
No, because they were these fluffier, round, huge fairies with small wings. They would come by your cabin and just like tear your garbage to pieces.
Yeah. Little puckwudgies.
Puckwudgies. Wismer, do you know what we have here in the store?
Do you have UFO candy?
UFO candy. Yeah.
Wow.
Should I bring some to put in the forest?
Sure.
Okay.
I haven't looked to see if we have UFO candy.
You don't.
We don't. Let me check on the Amazon.
Amazonia. AKA known as wafer candy.
Oh yeah, it does say UFO candy wafers.
Yeah, we have them here at the German store. They're German imported because Germans know exactly what they are used for.
Yeah, they are expensive, so they have to be imported.
How much is it for one bag?
$10.
What?
Yep.
No,
And
it's
then
more.
you get this like little bucket for $30.
Mm-mm-mm. No.
And then like a little Tupperware tin for $20. But yeah,
I'll bring you one for $10. But for $2. Friendly.
yeah, this is expensive candy. I've never had a UFO candy, so I wonder if they're as good as the fairies
They're
say they
okay.
are.
They're like 2 wafers that don't have much taste. And in between, it has like this jam jelly filling.
Mm.
And it's like fruit jam jelly. Yeah.
You have a variant there in Germania,
Germania?
Deutschland.
Yeah.
Has the sour powder inside. That sounds good.
Oh, wow. Do you even like sour things?
Yeah. Sweet and sour.
Wild.
Mm, mm, mm.
Mm, 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 mm. Bow, 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 bum, bum, bow, bow, bow. Have you ever tried those warheads?
Yeah.
What's the deal with those?
They're really not as strong as the name implies, but they're pretty sour. Like you can get more sour. That
Like, can you get them to like eat them as candy and actually enjoy them, or they're just like a gimmick?
yeah, you can enjoy them. There are some that are just like really meant to make your mouth pucker,
Mm-hmm.
but warheads are not the end of the scale.
Yes, because I gotta watch with sour stuff.
The sour stuff kick your tummy.
That has a sour. Oh, sorry, you read that. Sure, kicks you somewhere.
Kick you to the face.
Yeah. But not face plant in the cabin, kind of.
A cabin to the face. Yes.
Wouldn't that?
And then I will be sauerkraut. Wow. Nun sauerkraut.
Wouldn't that be a video that you would keep replaying on me slamming into your cabin?
I put a beat to it and it just keeps on repeating to the beat.
Yeah.
And then we could also have where you run into my spine and I'm like, yow! To the beat too. Or
And the
make its own rhythm
compilation.
make its own rhythm out of the yowls.
Yeah, and then a compilation of when I run into your bird speeder and smash my head against it.
Yep. Please no more cabin busting, her boy.
Woody.
Stay safe.
Amen. I've been informed that Wismar will take me to places that don't build character but are nice overall.
Yeah. I think the streets can be pretty dangerous at night too. Maybe even more so than the woods.
there's literally nobody in the woods, but then so many people on the streets.
Yes. Questionable people on the streets at night.
But isn't it really ironic that 90% of our walks that we do are like at 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
In our state-mandated Crocs. Every American has Crocs. And I have joined the cult. I have vampire-themed Crocs if people on stream did not know.
Very cute.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
Have you found my castle?
You know, I keep saying I want to look, but I just haven't gotten.
You never did.
Haven't gotten down on the floor to look beneath everything.
Wismore, tell us, when are you gonna get down on one knee and look for my castle?
One day.
I'm wearing Crocs too. My mom gave them to me and they just don't break. That's why I still have them. Yeah, they're like indestructible. Those are the apocalypse shoes, isn't it, Wismore?
Yeah, they're like cockroach shoes.
Now you have to take it there. I'm not allowed to make cockroach jokes or send cockroach memes, but he is.
It's no cockroach memes, please.
I'm trying to. I saw a really good one, and then I was thinking of sending it to you, but I did not know if that was like a no.
Yeah, don't push your luck.
'Cause then what?
Then your luck will run out.
And then what?
And then you don't have luck protection anymore.
No more lucky Hopi that escapes a camp reason. Have you ever seen Crocs had to be thrown out, like they were too old or too messed up? Or do they just live on forever?
Well, I don't think they've been around long enough to get to that point. Because I think it was like 2008, 10-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So they haven't really become vintage yet.
Right.
Noon says, I don't feel confident fighting in Crocs. They ain't even waterproof. Whoa, mine are waterproof. The horror. Imagine wet socks. Oh, you're doing it in socks?
What do you mean yours are waterproof? They have holes. You get your socks wet every time you water the garden.
Yeah, and then I can just rinse off my Crocs and let them dry. They're good. They don't
protect your feet, see, like that.
Oh yeah. They don't protect their feet, but they're not themselves susceptible to water damage. I see what Noon's saying. His feet aren't waterproof, but they're good for wearing in water.
So that those would be beach shoes too.
Yeah, you can use them as
They're
beach shoes. You can
They're
use them.
Walmart shoes.
You can use them as shower shoes if you have a community bathroom.
Yeah. So what would be your choice of shoes during an apocalypse?
My jungle boots.
Right.
They
I
actually
would choose.
have a metal plate in the sole, so that like back in Vietnam when they had all of these nasty spike traps,
Yeah.
booby traps, that these like poo stained spikes wouldn't get through your boots and lead to gangrene and infections.
Yeah.
So I've got apocalyptic boots ready for booby traps.
Can somebody tell me why they're called like that?
Jungle boots or booby traps?
No, booby traps.
Well, I'll look it up. I don't know the
Well, I
answer.
have to lay down. I enjoy worrying about Romanian child safety with your lovely stream. I'm glad I was around to give you a tad of child nightmares before you go to sleep.
Yes, have beautiful
Well, no.
nightmares. Enjoy. Glad you can make it though.
and hope that the groundskeeper won't get to you. Whismar, I saw your VTuber just winked like with one eye. That was so cute. I did not know you can do that.
See?
So cute. Oh. Can you wink at me?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, such a charmer.
What was I looking up?
Why the boobs are traps. Next time, Wismar tells us alligator wrestling was learned on the way to daycare. Yes.
Yeah. So I can tell you some alligator wrestling secrets.
Okay.
And
I'm all ears.
so this is the secret of the alligator wrestler. We do have alligator wrestling attractions here, where you can pay for.
For real?
Yeah, you can pay for admission, and they do tricks with alligators. At the alligator farm. But I want to look this up real quick.
And you pay to wrestle an alligator?
No, you pay to see somebody wrestle an alligator. So the trick is that the alligator has very strong jaws and can sever limbs with it when it clamps down. But most of the muscle is for the clamp down. They don't have the same kind of muscle force for opening their jaws. Actually, it's very weak. And you can hold the mouth closed just with one hand. You don't even have to be that strong. So that's what they do, is they hold the mouth closed, and that's really their only point of danger, is that mouth bite. Like, they don't have claws that can rend. They can slap you really good with their tail, but as long as you're not on the tail, you're pretty safe. So.
But wasn't that whole thing with the death tackle?
Death tackle? What are we talking about?
About the alligator death tackle.
Oh, when they pull you into the water and they do a spin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be in their environment. You don't want to wrestle them in the water.
But where do you wrestle them?
On the land.
In the parking lot.
Where people can see you. But yeah, if they get you underwater, they'll just spin you until you run out of air.
So, yeah, they're kind of like Tinder dates. You need to approach them where people can see you.
Yeah. So the origin of the word booby trap is booby was historically a term for foolish or stupid person.
Okay.
So it was about somebody unwittingly falling into a trap. So you were there by the
trap.
fool. Yeah.
See, we learn so many new things in this stream.
So it's a trap to catch an unsuspecting or naive victim.
Do you think people fall for boobs?
Yes, they definitely do.
More than they should.
Probably very consistently.
Yeah.
Did you draw booby traps on your... No, those are tassels, okay. Nothing.
I forgot what I wanted to do. What's more? Oh, I wanted to show the boobs. Hold on. Where's the name? Later.
Why you gotta do this?
I'm not doing this. I'm asking you if later. I'm painting the hair. I'm not even doing anything.
Okay, that's good.
Will you... No, I feel bad because I got too personal with stories.
No, I don't think it was too personal.
Okay. But then you guys now feel concerned for my upbringing. Um, but I wanna change that, and I wanna have new interestinger stories, more interesting stories.
Okay.
Will you take me to alligator wrestling?
Sure.
Oh, like just like that?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to this?
No, I've only seen like videos. I haven't been to them in real life.
So in those videos, the people that are watching are like behind the fans.
They're
How's
u-
it going?
they're usually up on a like deck kind of thing. So we have a lot of wooden walkways that go over the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So at the alligator farm, there's like this whole wooden walkway where the audience stays next to the alligator area.
Hmm.
So it's kind of raised up. You look down.
So it's safe.
Yeah.
I see.
I am enjoying the hype music today.
Good, good. You know what kind of music I kind of miss? I haven't been able to listen to the anime playlist that we used to listen to when we would drive. Because
Yeah.
it was like a specific playlist, and then trying to make up like my own playlist that is anime but is not as hype. Because I can't find the songs that we're listening to.
I took the best and put it in a playlist so I can just share that playlist with you. It's a YouTube playlist.
And you have?
Yep.
Wow. Amazing. Last piece. Now that spooky season is slowly approaching, um, do you want to go back to the list of spooky movies?
Yeah.
Is there one movie that you've watched at some point you're like, wow, that is like terrifying. I never want to watch it again. Like that has such an impact on your. Do horror movies just never get you like that?
Yeah. I'm not really affected by horror movies.
You're not even a tad spooked.
No.
Okay.
I do think Friday the 13th movies were pretty good.
The Freddy Krueger ones?
Yeah.
That was lame.
Oh, wow. The Nightmare Man?
No, I like fell asleep halfway through it.
Oh, Friday the 13th is different. Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah, that is the one that we saw that you fell asleep in, I think, though.
Oh.
Friday the 13th, I think, is Jason. The hockey mask.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. So, would you watch it with me?
Sure.
But will you...
They do have camp stories in those. I think the first one actually is a camp story.
Oh, there's like multiple stories. I did not know.
Oh yeah, there's like at least over 10 Friday the 13th movies.
So they're all sequels, or they're just short stories?
They're all sequels. So this guy
Mm-hmm.
can't die. He just keeps coming back and scaring people and doing murders.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it starts out where this guy drowns in the lake and that's when he becomes this serial killer with a mask at a camp. I don't know. That's all I remember about the story.
So he drowns in the lake and then he finds a hockey mask at the bottom of the lake?
No, I don't know where he gets his hockey mask from.
But why does he wear a hockey mask? Is his face messed up?
Probably. I think so.
Do you ever see his face?
I haven't seen all the movies. So, who knows?
I don't know. Whenever you mention something, I'm starting with an entire quiz on you.
I do want to see Critters. I haven't seen Critters yet.
Is it with bugs?
No, it's like these little fuzzy guys.
Ah,
Big mouths.
okay.
We watched Ghoulies, which is similar to Critters, but they're like oozy little goblins. Ghoulies.
Okay. We're still yet to watch Goonies.
Yeah, that was a good movie. It's not really horror though. It's just kind of like kids' adventure.
I don't know. I was kind of creeped out by the big crime in Little China, something like that.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. That emperor guy with his nails and stuff was so freaking creepy. Yeah, so that legitimately scared me. Because I did not expect it. I thought it was just like the entire thing would be Chinese propaganda or whatever.
You might be a little creeped out by Goonies, because it's these 3 people that are chasing kids the whole movie.
Okay.
This old lady kind of person, this giant ogre kind of person, and then some kind of like goon henchman. They all work together to uncover pirate treasure that the kids discover.
That sounds like the setup for Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, it's a better version of a Scooby-Doo story.
Okay. I'm into watching it. I'm so annoyed by the process of night and day because I want to stay up all night and watch movies and do stuff with you and just work on projects. And then the entire day I feel like it's so long because there's the time difference and you sleep and I want you to be up so we can do more stuff. And I'm like, why do we need to sleep? I don't want to sleep. Can you imagine how many stuff we can do if we never need to sleep?
Yeah, our lives would be like twice as long. That is the true immortality, is not having to sleep.
And it is quite ironic that without sleep, we can be dead quite soon.
Yeah, go insane, die.
I did the bun.
Looks very good.
Let's put it where it belongs. Here. In the back. Yay! It is so fluffy. It is so nice.
And you're gonna have this, you're saying, potentially available on your VGen?
Yes. Sorry, are you at? So, I swear this is more exciting than me yawning. I'm gonna have this as a functioning model, or is just my let's test this out kind of model.
Yeah.
And I really want to attach promotional art to it because I did not really see a lot of people do it. Where, you know, when you buy your VTuber and you want to make thumbnails or you want to like announce it on Twitter, and the best you can do is just like show the outline of it or blur it out or show it by chunks, and it gets repetitive when you have so many debuts. And I feel like you can mm, try to tease it more with showing like I don't know, illustrations that look like small Polaroid pictures that girls would take real quick, and they're
Oh,
super artsy and little like mm, sketch poses with her, and kind of have her presented in a more dynamic thing and make it all like a VTuber bundle.
so Polaroid debut package.
Yeah,
That sounds good.
then you get like two Polaroids, a sketch, some poses of her, um yeah, something interesting to share with your audience.
Yeah, we've never done a debut here.
I don't even know when you should debut because you debut when you have like a finished model and then people turn around and get another model. I don't know exactly when you do it.
Yeah, you do it for every model. So you can do a debut 2.0 with your next model.
Hmm. What version are we with Wisteria?
But I don't know. I lost count.
Like 7.
Yeah, but we didn't. We've only had one like functioning model.
Yeah, we had PNGs and different designs, but
But yeah, you don't debut with a PNG. You don't
no.
debut your PNG. You debut a full functioning model.
Debut a PNG tuber.
No,
That's not a thing.
no.
Interesting. So this would be your full debut because you're moving,
Yeah, I could have done a debut.
but you didn't.
Right.
Cause,
Because it's not really the full character that I wanted. This is the closest I could get.
but if I make you a model that is super amazing, will you do one?
Yeah, we can do that.
With like the hype, how long do you need to like stay in the oh my gosh, guys, it's happening kind of mood before you like actually show it off?
I think you can draw it out a month.
A month? Wow, I wouldn't have patience for that. I think I would leak your VTuber model.
So you want to
Be
do
like,
a quicker, um, no attention span debut over 20 days?
yeah.
Okay.
And we can make it like this entire drama event where a sock puppet account leaks the design.
You can be
What?
my leaker.
Thank you.
You can be my sock puppet.
Okay. We do have sock puppet potions on VGen if anybody's interested.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the
So
self promotion I never thought I would do.
you can change your profile picture to your sock puppet version.
Or you even make another account and have fights with yourself and make yourself look like you're winning all the time. And other people are taking the L. Have you ever lost an internet argument?
Um, I don't really get into internet arguments. I think occasionally I would, but it's more in private chat or we're like having more of an honest discussion than like a public um, showdown.
Hmm. I remember when I was visiting you and we were like on the road to go pick up some fabric
Yeah.
for Christmas presents, and you were searching for this specific word that was like on the tip of your tongue, and you absolutely obliterated this guy on Twitter with like wisdoms and knowledge.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was about.
Me neither, but you told him that like not word by word, but like what can you do? If you're stupid, you're stupid. Something like that. That's what I remember. You know what would be fun? Some point I would deeply want to like go review your Twitter replies because you tend to be a gremlin on Twitter.
I'm a light gremlin. I'm not a shit poster or a troll.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying go into my replies. Go into yours. That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm just more cheeky than anything.
Yeah, and then I appreciate your cheekiness. Give your account. I swear, with this new model, you look so unimpressed by everything that I say.
Yeah, I can't smile. There's no smile. You can only tell I'm smiling by my eyes.
And not even those.
Yeah, I usually go like that when I'm smiling.
You go like, mm-hmm. Nah, I'm smiling all the time. Look at me.
Yeah, you're smirking all the time.
Yeah,
That
that's true.
devious smirk.
Oh, will smirk.
Hew, hew, hew.
How would you read that aloud?
I just did. You mean how would you spell it?
No, because I heard other people say, wait, wait, wait.
Oh,
But how would you laugh like that? That's what I'm asking. The hue, hue, hue?
yeah. I think I've seen it in some anime. I can't really do it. Oh, I've heard it as hoo 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 hoo. Yeah, and I think it's
It's
even
like an
in.
owl.
I think it's even in the Dear Girls anime.
Shikanoko.
Yep. Did you know that there is a deer man legend in
Where?
Native American myths? I think it's
Oh.
Choctaw. It's the name of the
Chalk
tribe.
talk?
Choctaw.
Okay.
And he's actually a woodland prankster.
Okay.
He's got antlers and deer hoof feet. The rest is human.
Uh-huh. Is it like a evil Wendigo?
No, no, he's a prankster. He's not a cannibal. He doesn't eat you.
Like a satire?
Yeah, more of a trickster.
Interesting. And did you find stories about him?
Yeah. And there's also Deer Woman in Cherokee myth. She's more like a healer and brings wisdom.
Do you want to talk about the yellow stories that we've been watching recently?
We watched something?
Not watched, just listened to. I translated some yellow stories to you.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you remember them?
Oh, go ahead. I remember them, but I'm trying.
So I have to remember. Let's see.
Okay, so let me ask you questions. And did you ever expect them to be so similar to how Asteria's acting in Wismar Grove?
No, they are pretty spot on. The dancing, the enchanting.
So far, the strangling is not spot on.
Well, it fits on with your knife wielding bird emoji.
Yeah, I mean, nobody got on my nerves like that yet.
And what was the story with the chickens, gathering chickens? Instead of you gathering chickens, you gathered quails.
Yeah, yeah. You want me to tell the story?
Sure.
Okay. So this yellow creature, um, is described as her living in this mountain that is called Gaina Mountain, which like literally translates to Chicken Mountain. And every time there are stray chickens that are like escaping from the village, she like enchants them to like follow her, and she keeps them as pets. So she has like this herd of chickens following her, and she transforms their feathers into gold, and at some point they start laying gold eggs, and she takes those eggs and she gifts them to poor girls in the village that are about to get married as dowry. So she's kind of like a philanthropist, if you will.
Hmm.
um but it's a really wholesome thing that she's actually finding companionship with these chickens, and um she's bringing them in her life. And we were surprised to find this story because I also do enjoy quails, and I'm doing the exact same thing where I'm enchanting them and doing whatever the hell I want with them in good lighthearted fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's similar story, different bird.
So what I'm kind of imagining for our comics project is, I think, 4 different storylines where everything gets compressed down to like one major one that includes most of the characters, and then we have, which is like very folklore centric, and then we have kind of like our offshoot of our story, which is more fantasy, alternate dimension kind of storyline. That
If it's an alternate dimension, is it like a isekai?
no, it's more like fairy realm. You're in the fairy realm, and the other ones are fairies in the real world.
Okay.
So it's not like an alternate timeline or anything, but it can still affect the story. It's just kind of more of its own thing, where there can be crossovers, but it just won't happen often. And then we have the ancient Atlantean horror romance storyline. And the 4th one, or no, I guess the 3rd one. Yeah. The 3rd one would just be kind of random humor that doesn't fit elsewhere. Standalones.
And why do we do so many different timelines? Like we have them from such different time periods.
Just kind of different flavors, different options.
But this is how you wanted
Yeah.
it. Okay.
And you won't really know which goes where at first either. So they're all going to look like their own standalone stories. But some of them will converge and you'll be like, whoa, I didn't know these two knew each other. And I didn't know that story was going to affect this story.
What do you think in general of crossover stories?
I mean, just like any story can be good or bad. Sometimes it's just a crossover for crossover's sake and there isn't really much story to it. And other times it really fits.
But as a reader, do you get like hella excited for it, or?
Well, readers would only get really excited if it's 2 of their favorite characters coming together.
Mm-hmm.
Like Deadpool and Wolverine.
I heard that it's not as good as people want to see it.
Oh, I've only heard good stuff about it.
Maybe not people that I like heard that they don't like this and they don't like that are like generally whining. So I wouldn't say for sure if it's good or bad. you miss doing some art together.
Yeah, and I also miss writing. I want to do some forward planning of storylines.
We had so much success with putting together our storyboard on our trip in the forest that I feel like that is our place to storyboard.
Yeah.
Like storyboarding on the couch doesn't hit as well.
Yeah.
And we can go out there.
For storyboarding.
Exactly. We can go out there and give spicy almonds to squirrels.
Yeah, they loved it.
I'm sure they did not love it after that. Can you imagine the fire ranger during those few days after that? They were like, there's some fiery squirrels in here. It's fiery butt.
Sobby squirrels.
And they would think, what kind of mess then up in the head soul would give spicy nuts to squirrels?
Must have been a fairy.
He was a fairy. Something I never understood with animals in the wild, like even stray dogs, squirrels, is how come they can just eat whatever?
Strong stomachs. Yes.
If I have a pet squirrel, like I can't feed it anything else other than whatever I'm buying at the pet store. Otherwise, it will just like flop over and die. And it's the same with dogs. But I'm telling you, stray dogs can eat like metal and they'll be fine and happy.
Yeah. Get by eating trash.
Do you think it's like you develop that or you're just like born differently?
I think there's an element of developing it.
I feel like it's quite the same with the plants. Like sometimes you have too strong of a pH in the water and they just die, and they're the plants that thrive in asphalt.
Yeah. I do think like the street dog mutts have a stronger genetic, where the pedigreed pets have a more fragile genetics, because they were sort of bred for things other than survival, where if you've got like a street animal, survival is what it comes down to.
They were bred for spiritual ascension. Definitely for finer things in life. She went bold.
She went 8 head.
8?
Yeah, double the forehead.
Yeah. It is what it is with the anime proportions. You just have like big foreheads. Can't do anything about that.
And that's why they always have bangs.
Bangs. Cause like, hold on. Not this. Just. Can you imagine? Just gives me flashbacks to when Nessa had her model bold.
Yeah, for like 4 months.
For like the entirety of her streaming it. It was perpetually bold. This is good.
Does that mean you're calling it a day?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see who we can raid.
Do you wanna go bother Three Thunders?
Is he still live?
I bet.
Let's see. Yeah, he's playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god, Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh,
Let me grab a Blade Raid.
we're gonna bust in like a Kool-Aid man on his D&D campaign.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for coming, and even thanks to those that are watching the stream afterwards. We hope to catch you
Out in the wild.